Hi, everyone. It's me, Joni. Welcome to Big Tiny Dreams. This is just going to be a little bit of an update as to what's going on. Um, for those of you that have been watching, I was originally called Journey to Joy, believe it or not, because of going through my divorce and the different traumatic things that me and our kids had to experience. But then I changed it to Big Tiny Dreams because we thought we were going to lose our house because we'd been making the house is in my name. Oops. The house is in my name, but the mortgage was in my father-in-law's name still. We'd been making the payments. He got scammed. His bank account got wiped out, took my house payments, two of them from two different banks. So we'd been getting calls from his, what is it? His new wife. She's not that new of a wife. I mean, he's been married for a while, but to this person when his wife died. But anyway, I'd get calls saying, "Oh, the bank's going to come get your house. You need to hurry and do something." So I was in a panic. Well, I finally got in touch with the bank, got it figured all out. Then they said, not to make another payment, that we could possibly qualify for something to be able to have those payments added to the end of the month. So that's what happened. And I still saved my house payments, even though they wouldn't take them then. And then we used the two payments we had saved that they wouldn't accept to replace our hot water heater. And then the loan's okay, and we're back on track again. That's a whole other story. You can go back and watch. I think it's a new channel name is the video. I might link it on here if y'all want to know the details, because it can be painful going through all that over again, discussing it. But anyway, that being said, I changed my name from Journey to Joy. For one, when I started that name, I didn't realize there must be 50 million Journey to Joys. And then I thought, you know what? I've actually been wanting to go tiny for a while anyway. Maybe this will be opportunity to do that. So that's where Big Tiny Dreams comes in, because it is a big dream of mine to go tiny. Now the only thing is, I don't know if and when that's going to be able to happen. We are being able to keep our house for now. And if I were to go tiny, I'd have to sell the house to get enough because, I want to do for me and the kids too. But this house has so much work to be done, and I can't afford to do it all at once. So either way, it's going to be a while before that can be done, but it's still a dream of mine. If the right opportunity with the right tiny home and everything, if everything came together at once, sure, I would go for it, because that's still my dream, Big Tiny Dream. Am I still going to downsize? Yes, I'm going to try to. I'm not always the best at it, but I've been pretty proud of myself. If you saw the book collection I had before, oh my goodness. We had like a wall full of bookcases because we homeschooled the kids, and I actually had books that were, the history section, art section, science section, math section type of thing. Math wasn't quite as big because it's not like you just, had a bunch of storybooks on math, but I did have a lot of self-help, self-learning type books that the kids could look at and learn from. And even I could, there's a lot that I feel like I still need to grow and learn. Excuse me. Also, my voice just cracked. This past week, I got sick. I'm still dealing with that. Right as I was, the last day of work right before we get off a few days, which I say, man, it sucks that I got sick on my day off when I have so much to do. But at the same time, if you're going to get sick, better to get sick on your days off than to, have to call out of work and miss getting paid. And not only that, get points against you because I work at Walmart and don't want to lose my job either. So anyway, excuse me if you hear me keep clearing my throat, it's because I've had the sore throat and sinus type thing going on. So anyway, back to the update about the house. There's another thing that has kind of put my decision on hold because I'm not quite sure what to do. I follow other Facebook groups on tiny homes and, people moving in tiny homes. And there's someone that I've watched that they had gone through a divorce, and they have, maybe not the exact same situation. Someone, younger than me, but went tiny and moved and had insurance before, and that now has no health insurance. I'm 55 going on 56. I only work 3 days work at Walmart. If you've seen some other videos, I've mentioned the health issues I have, and I do good to do that. A lot of times when I get what's called PPTO, I have to cut out early when I can because I'm in so much pain from my shoulder. I've been going to physical therapy. I've seen an orthopedic surgeon. I don't know what's going to happen with that because I was gradually getting a little better. And then, believe it or not, I went to the dentist. And who'd have thought that going to a dentist would set back everything? I went to get my teeth checked and cleaned and all that. And they had me turn my head like this in a position for a long time. Well, this is my bad shoulder, which is my bad side of the neck and all that. I was in so much pain the next day and almost couldn't move my arm again because back in December, I couldn't move my arm for a week without feeling like someone was, sawing my arm off. The pain was so bad. And I was on steroids for a week. So, yeah, that being said, I have to be careful. And so I do what I can. And I do my YouTube on the side. It doesn't pay me any money. And, I got no sponsors or anything. I'm trying to build a channel and a community. Hopefully get to know some people out there in the YouTube community. If there's anybody who likes watching my stuff. I know some of my stuff might be boring. I might ramble on too much. I've actually thought of starting a podcast because I'm like, you know what? I do talk a lot. But my thought is, I don't know what I would call it. There's so many different things to talk about. Maybe I can just talk about everything. But anyway, back to the house situation. So with my health issues, the county that I live in here in Texas has a hospital and clinic system with doctors and all that they go by. It's not like, you go in and each week they look at your pay and then, okay, maybe you could see this doctor or that doctor. It's almost like an insurance program. The hospital is called JPS. It's John Peter Smith Hospital. It's actually a training hospital for a lot of the doctors and stuff. And ironically, when you think of something like a charity hospital or something that can help people like me, that, they probably have bad doctors and you probably have to wait forever to see a doctor and all this kind of stuff. No, not with this. And it's actually like shocking and surprising that there's anything like this out there. I don't know. There may be in other states, but here, I used to pay $5 to go to the doctor. Now that I have to get requalified every year, I don't have to each month, but and it's like a network. So if I see this doctor for this or that doctor for that, they can pull up the system and see across the board what kind of help I've been getting. But it has been an absolute blessing because I don't work enough to be able to get full insurance. And even if I did, because of I have genetic type health issues as well, I'm predisposed to all kinds of cancers and all this other kind of stuff. Excuse me. See, even coughing, it's just killing my shoulder. Sorry. Anyway, but I work with people that have insurance, and with the money they still have to spend out of pocket is crazy to where they can't afford hardly anything else. Right now, it's like a copay thing, but I pay $0 to go to the doctor. But if I have a surgery, it's $200. If I have to stay the night in the hospital, I think it's $0. I don't know if it's partly because of my age or what, but I'm like, I don't know if I'd get that kind of health care anywhere else. And years ago, when my husband had to have emergency open heart surgery because they said I think 99 or 100% blockage in his main artery, and they were prepping him right away for surgery and don't move too much because that could cause you instant heart attack. So when that happened, we didn't have insurance back then. We were self-employed doing remodeling, and I think my husband was a pastor at the time too, which we didn't get paid for that either. But anyway, they were right on it. And one of the nurses came to me and she says, I don't know if you're aware of this, but the surgeon doing his surgery is one of the best surgeons in the entire country. I was like, what? I was surprised being, as I said, it's kind of considered like a charity hospital. People assume, I don't know, maybe they don't assume. I know I assumed. I didn't think you would get best doctors in the country, there. But apparently there's like a network of other hospitals, like Baylor, All Saints or something like that. I may be saying it wrong. Then there's Harris Methodist, really good hospitals and all, but apparently they will use the other hospitals too. But being, I guess, JPS is a training hospital, they will go there and train other doctors and do, excuse me, help patients there. So anyway, being I am dealing with what I'm dealing with, I am afraid of trying to get a tiny house somewhere else and not being able to get any health care. And that really scares me because, like, when I got sick back in December, I was able to see a doctor, right? They will take walk-ins. They usually schedule appointments, but they will take a walk-in if you come in early in the morning. That's the only time you have to wait a little bit longer than normal. But when I have a scheduled appointment, I'm in the waiting room, sometimes only 10 minutes. It's not like waiting hours, like, some might think. So I was able to go because I'd gone to the emergency room at a different hospital that didn't cover me, but I only had one arm to drive with, and it was closer to my house. And it was like 4 a.m. I didn't want to drive all the way to downtown, where their hospital is, even though it's still not that far. So I drove to the one close by, but the emergency room doctor told me to, make sure I check in with my doctor the next day. So the next day they saw me. I got prescriptions. I got health care. Now I do pay for my prescriptions and all, but they're usually not that expensive. And to be honest with you, this is going to sound foolish or crazy or right on. I don't know. But I actually bought, I think, a $5 or $10 scratcher and won $150. And that's how I paid for all, because I had a lot of medicines in. I had to get on steroids for a week, all this other kind of stuff. So I don't know when I'll get to go tiny. It's still a dream. My big tiny dream is to go tiny. Maybe I'll get to here in my own county. I don't know, but I don't know of any places in the county that have, excuse me, a tiny home community. There is like an RV park, but it's like, for 50 and older, which I realize I'm in that category. But, my daughter and I want to be neighbors, her and her fiance. Eventually, we would like to have our own tiny home being neighbors. Or get like a park model, and they've talked about sharing and, whatnot. I mean, housing is just so expensive. Someone told me the other day their rent is $2,400 for a home. And I'm like, I just can't fathom that. It's ridiculous. So I don't know what I'm going to do. Or I know I want to go tiny still. I mean, yeah, I could change the name of my channel and be something else, but for now, it's Big Tiny Dreams because it's still my dream and it's still a vlog, and I'm going to share all kinds of things, as you'll see in my shorts. That sounded weird. My short videos. If you see in my short videos, I may share the food I eat and things like that. Because I'm like, I don't know anything about short videos. I don't do TikTok. I'm just not a TikTok person. I've done YouTube stuff with other people before, but not my own channel until last year. And so hopefully, my quality of content and video and all that will get better, and I'll figure things out and can grow this community. And I just want to say I appreciate every single one of you. And I want to give a shout out to my big brother because he has supported me by, liking and commenting on everything. And so you could tell my brother, excuse me, my voice cracked again. I'm getting emotional. I love my brother so much. He'll, comment silly comments, but I love it. We've been a family with a big sense of humor. There's, 4 of us siblings. When we get together, it's just like laughter unending. And I just want to give a shout out to my brother, Jim. Thank you for your support. And I love you from your little sister. Anyway, thank you guys again. I'm going to do another video on something else because we don't want this one to be too long. I'm going to wear the same shirt and do it right after this. And I know people have made comments because I watch lots of other YouTubers and they'll say, you made this video in the same day, you're wearing the same shirt. I'm like, I don't understand why that matters. You know, we're making content. This is how, you know, I don't have time sometimes, or like now I'm sick. I want to film in the rest of my house, but it's a mess right now because of, you know, I've been working and then I'm sick and I'm doing good to do this. So anyway, I love and appreciate y'all, and I'm going to do another video right after this. Bye.